morning with my mind. Wrong song. Set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Walking and talking. Let's try it again. Walking, talking. Walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 Hey, say hello to somebody around you. All right. Woke up this morning. Here we go, everybody. Here, that's right. Woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Woo! Woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah. 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 All right.
Good morning. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, are we ready? Yeah. All right. So I don't even know what teams are playing. Patriots and Philadelphia Eagles, right? Oh, see? I just go for the food and the friends, so that's all I go to the party for. So let's say our mission statement together, please. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. And the commercials. I like the commercials too. All right, so Sue Powell is starting this Wednesday. In fact, I've signed up for it. I want to go to her sound meditation class. It's $75. It's for 4 weeks, and I heard it's a fabulous class. So if Dale Olansky is moved by it, I know it's got to be fabulous. So join us on Wednesday night. I want to thank our volunteers. We are all set to go Friday, February the 9th. Thank you, all of you who have signed up to help. We really appreciate that. The LGBTQ Conscious Conversations is happening the second Sunday of every month at 12:30, and this is a discussion group, so please join them. I believe they're doing that over in Costa Hall, is that right? We're starting up our new membership orientation. It's going to be on Sunday, March the 11th and 18th. So if you're new to the center or under about 2 years, or, anybody can come if you haven't gone to an orientation. But for sure, it will be here. We'll have a light lunch. Please, we'll have sign up out on the patio. Please join us. It's a wonderful way to learn who we are, what the center is all about, what goes on behind the scenes, and an opportunity for you to ask any questions you might have of us. So sign-ups for that. And then the Reignite is for those who have been here coming for a while, and it's a shorter version, but it's an opportunity for you to find out what's going on and really feel more connected here in our center. That's what we're doing these orientation classes for, so that you can feel connected. Did you want to add something? Oh, you just I thought you were just walking up here just because you're cute.
I'm walking up for the next slide.
For the next slide. Okay. Oh. Yes.
We one of our members, Alton Ruff. Remember Alton? He'd sit over here all the time for service. He made his transition. Suddenly, very suddenly. He was working through an experience, and he was here just 2 weeks ago. And so we bless Alton on his journey. He was a showman in every way. That's Mitzi Gaynor right there. Look at that. He was a showman in every way, shape, and form, and we're going to miss him dearly. So there's no word on his services yet. When we hear about that, we will let you know. All right? So just want to let you know that. That's why he's not in his seat today. Yes. Jerry Lynn, you want to introduce our soloist?
Yes. We have a fabulous person who you're going to absolutely love. This is Kevin McMahon, everybody. A wonderful singer, actor. He's been touring. It's been Bright Lights. Bright Star. I'm so sorry. He's been touring with the show Bright Star, and we got him in between touring dates. Yay! All right, so where's my page 2? Okay, so sorry. Are we ready? Okay, missing. All right, ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
That was fun. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Well, good morning again. You ready to go to meditation? Let's do that. Let's close our eyes, take a deep breath in. One more time. Deep breath in and sigh on the exhale. I was thinking about it. We have so much to be grateful for. So much that is going on in our world that is right. And in my own life and in your life, so many things are going on that are right. So why is it that we are so easily distracted by what's going on that's not right? Let's take a few minutes right now in this meditation to allow ourselves to surrender the things that are not going right. When I say surrender, I'm not saying just give them up, release them, and let them go, and just hope that God has an answer for them. I'm saying surrender our control and become open and receptive to a greater idea that will move us safely through whatever it is we're walking through. But we can't do that without first allowing that space in our minds to entertain the idea of surrendering it. So whatever that is going on in your world right now, take it to the forefront of your mind. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You, and in Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, through You I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all.
I am alive and aware and awakened to the beauty of the one power that is the entire existence of the universe. And I know that this source is all the things that are love, that are beauty, that is joy. And I am a personified individualization of this beautiful spirit. I am here to express God, to show all the good that is within me to the world, and to share with my service. And I know that my beliefs create my experience. And I choose now a new system of belief, a new religion that is based on kindness, compassion, acceptance, and love. And I know that my path is based on my belief. And I accept and love every belief that is based in love. And I accept all paths to God. And I know that I choose the path of least resistance, of love, of action, and of joy. And I am so grateful to live in a country that allows me to express myself and my beliefs as I choose. And I'm so grateful for all the people that make this possible in this room right now, in this moment. And now I release my word to the law, knowing that it's already done, that all good is now manifesting. And I let go and I let God. If these words resonate with you, please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all, and I surrender all surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all to thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all. Let's take a deep breath in. Please join me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, sending out joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me, sending out peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Sending out love, sing it out, crank it up. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
Kevin McMahon.
Oh, Kevin, that was amazing. Thank you. Let's hear for this band too, huh? Wow. 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 I know. That note too. This is like, it's like 9:30 in the morning. That's great. Couple of quick things. First off, I don't know if you know this. If you're new, you might not know this, but before every service, out in the foyer, we have the notes, all the PowerPoints that I do are up here in the foyer. And so you can pick them up if you're one of those people who like to take notes during the service. There you go, right there. Also, for those of you who have hearing aids and you have the loop feature, on your hearing aid, you can turn the loop on because now we're loop ready. Hooper is looped. Okay. The Hooper is looped. Yeah. We like that. Okay, so today's topic, it's interesting. I told you that sometimes I'm going to follow the guidelines that are put out by the International. A lot of times I just kind of do my own thing. And today's topic is what is religion? And that's been going to be discussed at all sorts of CSL centers across the country. And it was really interesting this week reading the emails and the listserv going back and forth about how people are handling this subject. And so before I get into this, I have my own theory, and you have your own theory about what is religion and how you want to talk about religion. Some people had a bad religious experience, so when you have a bad religious experience, you lump all bad things into religion, around religion, right? When someone brings up religion, you go, oh, no. So some people want to say, I'm not religious. They'll go, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Does that make sense? Kinda. But religion can be okay. For those of you who have a hard time with it, today we're going to try to bridge some of that, all right? Because when I look at people ask me, what religion are you? How many times are you asked that and you go, it's really hard to explain. You just need to come with me on Sunday one day, right? It's hard. Or here, let me give you a website or a brochure or something, right? It sometimes can be a challenge to explain because we don't want to say I'm a religious scientist, I'm science of mind, because then you spend more time explaining what you're not than what you are, right? And then sometimes we'll say, are you a Christian religion? Well, yeah, but we also study Judaism and Buddhism. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but okay, so are you non-denominational? And I say we're interdenominational. So when people say, what kind of church is it? I say it's an interdenominational church. In other words, we welcome all religions and we build our faith on all sorts of religions, not just one. But there's one thing that I do believe about our religion, so to speak. There's one crux, there's one thing, and here it is, right here. There we go. Say it out loud. Love is my religion. Yeah? Love is my religion. Say that again. Love is my religion. So if you had no other religious convictions whatsoever, you didn't have to go to the big top 10 commandments or anything like that. If you just lived by one thing alone, and you said, what is my religion? And you said, love is my religion. How would that feel? Does that land well with you? So that's where we're going to start today. That's where we're going to start. Love is my religion. Say that again, please. Love is my religion. Dr. Holmes said this, religion means our attitude toward God. This attitude is based on our concept of the relationship which exists between God, the universal spirit, and you and I, the individual spirit. Now, that's true. It's an attitude toward God, and it's based on our religious experience. So therein lies some of the trouble. Some of us had really good religious upbringings. I was born and raised in Unity, and for those of you who've never been in a center like this, Unity churches, not Unitarian, but Unity is religious science or science of mind with a lot of Jesus scrambled in the bowl, okay? It's a little more Jesus slant to it. And that's all good. So I don't have any baggage. I don't have a whole lot of baggage to leave at the door. I went to Catholic high school. That's where I got some baggage. But Laura and I were talking about it earlier. I bless all those religious experiences I had, even the ones that didn't appear to be advantageous at the time, because it taught me more about what I am and what I'm not. It taught me more that, my religion is not Annie's religion. It's not anyone's religion. It's not Laura's. It's not yours. It's not anyone. You and I don't share a religion because your religion is individualized. Because everything I believe, you may not believe. And you may believe some things and have a conviction about it that I may not necessarily buy into. But it's different because it's not one thing. Religion isn't one thing. It's really easy, and it's kind of challenging when we're talking in our communities and, with neighbors and things like that, because when you ask them, what religion are you? They're like, Lutheran. And you know what Lutheran means. And you hope they know what Lutheran means, right? So it's really easy to identify. Ours is a little more flexible. Ours is a little more wigglish. Does that make sense? All people are individualized centers of God consciousness and spiritual power, as complete as they know themselves to be, and as they know themselves only as they comprehend their relationship to the whole. So let me unpack that one. So, thank you. We're all individualized centers of God consciousness. Think of yourself as God central. You are. Ooh. You're like, really? Doesn't feel like it, but you are. You are a center of God consciousness. You are that light unto the world. There is no other light like you. There is no other consciousness like you. You are the center of that God consciousness. And because of that, you are as complete as you believe yourself to be. That's the disclaimer. Got it? Because if I don't see myself as a complete spiritual being, whatever flaws I'm able to pick out, and anyone good at picking out their own flaws too? I know we're great at picking out the others. Are we good at picking out someone else's? But when we actually look at our own flaws, my attributes and my flaws are all combined in that individualized expression that I call my own spiritual experience. So I've taken the things that work, I've taken the things that don't work, I've blended them all together, and that's how I comprehend my relationship to the whole. I have certain connecting points that are really advantageous because they've really worked with me, and I also have points that I know I don't want to travel down. Does that make sense? Are you okay? I'm getting confused looks. Hang in. I believe in every religion that exists for which is an avenue through which people worship God. I believe in my own religion more than that of anyone else because that is the avenue through which I worship. We honor all path traditions. I may not see eye to eye with the why behind certain things that certain religions do, but that doesn't make them wrong and me right. It just makes us different. Okay? And differences are what makes up everything. We're all different. So sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow because sometimes I see things that some people are doing in the name of religion that bother me. And I go, wait a minute, how can that be a valid religion when they're doing that, right? But then it's not up to me to question someone else's path. If they're aligned with it, if that's what they believe it to be, then I have to let them be. Which if you called Dial an Idea today, it was all about letting things be. I don't have to try to persuade someone that I'm right and they're wrong, or the way I believe is right and they believe is wrong. No, my job is to just be who I am, express that higher self, and just allow that to be my truth. Does that make sense? All right. Say it, please. Oh, come on. Really? Let's do that again. Say that, please. Love is my religion. There you go. I like that. Everyone's religion is good for them, though it may seem inadequate to others. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. Can we have a conversation? Here, when I do that, I want to get a chair. Let's have a conversation. So, here's what happens with me. Even as of course, people don't believe I'm a minister. So there are times when people ask me, is Jesus your Lord and Savior? And I go, because I know that the next answer I give them is going to cause them to get this like look on their face of sort of somewhat semi lack of understanding, disapproval. What the hell are you talking about? Look, do you know what I'm talking about? Which one I'm talking about? We don't teach that here. We don't teach that here. That's not what we teach here. You're welcome to believe that. See, the thing is, we don't tell you you can't believe it because we don't tell you because that's your sit down because that's your Do you know what it was like to be in my head in the 3rd grade? Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down? Didn't I just sit down? If you want to believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, have at that. Have at it. That's part of your individualized relationship. If you have a background of Judaism or Buddhism and you want to apply that here, by all means, bring it to the table. There are some things that happened in an Assembly of God church in Flint, Michigan that I loved. I would never do them here. But they're still part of my relationship to the infinite and to God, because that's what created me. So it's not up to me to try to explain that away. I have to sit in my own comfort of that. So when I describe things, it may feel inadequate, and you may somewhat feel inadequate in describing it, but don't be. Don't be. Just remember, you are expressing your individualized relationship to God. And a lot of people may not get that. A lot of people don't like that idea. If I have an individualized relationship with God, if I'm in another church, a different belief system, that would also mean that I have an individualized relationship with the devil. Ooh. Because sometimes those people have that belief that there's the God and then there's devil, there's evil. And the devil made you do the things that you did that weren't right. And while that is a great kind of excuse, we don't believe that. We believe that, you're sometimes the little devil yourself. You take it upon yourself to do the things, and some of them are right and some of them are wrong. Religion has ever been an answer to the cry for the soul for something that is real, something which may be relied upon, a resting place for which every person instinctively feels a need. So I like this thing. I want you to think of us and our religion, and I'm going to call it religion because most people don't want to call it that, but I'm going to push you a little bit today. I want you to think of our religion as a safe landing place for everyone. It's like a giant airport that welcomes everybody. It reminds me that I went to Broadway a year ago, and I saw that movie Come From Away, or the show Come From Away. And Come From Away was based on 9/11, all these huge jumbo jets, international jumbo jets, were on their way to the United States. Well, the United States shut down their air traffic control system and said, don't come here. Well, so you have all these flights over the Atlantic Ocean between, the two places, and where were they going to go? They had to land. So they landed in Newfoundland at an airport about the size of Bermuda Dunes Airport. Imagine 40 jumbo jets full of 40 different countries, cultures, people, languages, all of that landing in Bermuda Dunes. All right? And the show is about how they all learned about one another, how they were reluctant to talk to each other at first, how there was language barriers and all these things that were met in the way, but that the community came together and literally helped these people for 4 whole days. There was like this, in Newfoundland, this little town in Newfoundland, this little Bermuda Dunes airport, right? Imagine us all being called to service, saying, there's like, hey, everyone, we need you to bring blankets and da-da-da-da, and if you can house people, we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people from different countries all over the world and cultures and religions who need a place to stay and who need food. Can you come and join us? So I give you that context because instinctively, I want us to be Bermuda Dunes, a place where anyone can land and feel safe and feel welcome and like they're going to belong here, that you belong here, that no one's going to criticize you or get down on you or judge you because of your life and what you've done and what you plan to do this weekend. We're not here to judge that. It's your individualized relationship. We're here to support you and give you tools so that those days are easier and easier on you. Does that make sense? So think of this as Bermuda Dunes. Okay. Religion, if it means anything, means right living and right thinking, wait upon no future. Stop there. If religion means anything, It means right thinking and right living. And that has nothing to do with the outpicturing of what it means in the future. It means what it is now to be right thinking and right living right now. It means fixing your mind right now. Does that make sense? Because if you're always shooting out into the distance for what you want to happen, you lose the now ability to change something, to do something different. We have to live in that now moment. It waits upon no future, but bestows the rewards or the effects in this life, in better health, happier homes, and all that make for well-balanced and somewhat normal life. I added that. A somewhat normal life, right? Anybody? So I'll take somewhat. Sometimes just somewhat's good. Does that make sense? All right, so religion, if it means anything, means that it's right living and right thinking, and the basis by which love is my religion supports us in applying those two tasks. Does that make sense? All right. Is there something that encapsulates our main idea? So someone asked me that. Is there one thing that encapsulates our main idea? And you hear this all the time, and sometimes it's overused. But I'm going to use it today because, yeah, there's one thing that when we talk about the science of mind, it's one of the tenets, the foundation, one of our beliefs that we really stand on, and it's this: there is a power for good in the universe, greater than we are, and we can use it. This power is equally present everywhere and all available to all. There are many religions in the world, but there is only one reality and one truth. Let's say that together. There is a power for good in the universe, greater than we are, and we can use it. This power is equally present everywhere and available to all. There are many religions in the world, but there is only one reality, one truth. How does that land with you? Yeah? So when people ask you, like, what do you believe? You may not be able to describe a whole lot of it, but you can say there's a power for good in the universe, greater than you and greater than me, and we can use it. And I would go a little bit further. And you've been using it. Some of us have been using it correctly. Some of us have been using it not so correctly. But it's the same power because there's only one truth and one reality. Does that make sense? How are we? Are we good? Say it, please. Love is my religion. Looking around at various religions in the world, there appears to be a lot of diversity, but not unity in diversity. So let's talk about how religions, when we look at them now, I feel like this is a religion class. Do you feel like you're in college? Are you bored? Good. Well, some of you maybe, but that's okay. Sometimes I'm not as riveting and as exciting as other days. I see a lot of diversity in religion. And our idea is that diversity brings about unity because of our connection to the infinite. Because we all stem from one thing, all these little different branches, it is our prayer that all these different things really relate to the one thing. But one group trying to dominate another one particular belief system seen as the one and only true one, condemning others as being wrong, emphasizing sin and hell, but on the other hand, they are movements that emphasize unity and mutual support. So the problem is we want that unity, and yet sometimes this is what we see happening. So how do you temper that? How do you balance that out in your mind when you say there is one power for good in the universe and you can use it? And it's equally available to all people, and yet you see this diversity happening, these splits happening, and you see the power of the ego and other things trying to dominate over people. How do we, as good little, science of mind practitioners, how do we look at that, and how do we analyze it and try to label it for ourselves so in our mind's computer it is filed in the right place? I'm asking you. No. I'm asking you. I got my opinion on how it works. All right? Everybody comes to their own in their own time. It's really funny. We were talking about, and let me give you the example. We were talking about what is the demographic of our center? And what is the demographic of a lot of centers for spiritual living? And years ago, they did a branding, what do they call it? Survey. What do they call branding? A study. Yeah, they did it. I don't know what the word is. They did this. We hired this company to come out and tell us who comes to our centers. What they like, what they don't like. Who are they? Who are they primarily? What do we attract? What message resonates with them? What doesn't resonate with them? Who are we really, right? So a branding study. So the Centers for Spiritual Living did this. And what we realized is, hate to say this, guys, hold on. We are primarily women between the ages of 46 and 57, right? Single and gay men. Now, yeah. And all the straight guys are going, what the hell? I feel like I'm being nixed out. That's saying who we are primarily. Now, think about this. It didn't say that we are young family with families, right? It didn't say that. You know why? You know what that says to me? We've been around the block. We've raised our kids. We probably may have grandkids. And we know that what we used to teach them, because that was what they needed to go with their friends and neighbors to a church that everyone belonged to, didn't necessarily fill our needs as we get older in life. Do I hear an amen? Amen. So whether you're in that category or outside of that category, that's what it is. That's why when I read something like that and I see the emphasizing of sin and hell and all those things, but eventually people look at their religion and it doesn't quite fit their life anymore. And that's when they come into the center by some friend or something else, and I get them on the way out, and they are so excited that they're running to get Depend diapers right there. They're just like so excited. They're like, oh my God, I've been looking this place forever, and I didn't know you were 3 blocks away from my house, right? I had no idea that this was here. A lot of people come to us that way. Maybe that's how you came in. Maybe you had a life where you were looking at whatever your religion was, and it wasn't quite cutting it. So I'm glad to see that we have a greater diversity than the one that they talk about in the study. I'm glad to see my straight men and my younger men and all that. I'm so happy to see that. I think it's indicative that we look at why are we this way at this phase of our life looking for something else. Does that make sense? So, there was something that I read that I wanted to share with you. Awareness without action is empty head stuffed knowledge. Awareness without action is empty head stuffed knowledge. A lot of times we have this awareness, and it isn't until we find a place that puts us into overdrive, it just moves us into a greater space, then that stuff, that knowledge can actually come out and your life begins to reflect that. And hopefully, since you started coming to the center, it reflects that. Does that make sense? All right. Although there appears to be separation and mistrust amongst various world religions, I think a radical renewal of their mind is required, a move from competitiveness to cooperation, from ego-centeredness to oneness and wholeness. And I do believe that there is a shift going on. Did you hear about there was 50 or some women were arrested yesterday, or in one of those countries that require them to wear the head stuff, and they refused to wear them. And they're like, we're done. And they were, of course, all arrested, and pray for them and what will happen. But there's a crack, right? There's a crack. And I don't know about you, but where there's a crack, there's opportunity to create. When you have a crack in your life, that's an opportunity to create. Okay? So I'm seeing some cracks in some pretty big fundamentalists, religion kind of stuff. I'm seeing people start to crack a little bit in there and go, this is not comfortable. This is not right. So I believe that we are on the forefront of this change. Oh, can we get your ceiling fans off, please? I believe we're on the forefront of this change, and that I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime or your lifetime, but it will happen in its right time, but things are beginning to crack. And that means there's an opening for something to happen. And if you know anything about how we pray, we don't ever pray anything out of our lives. We pray the right stuff in. So if there was a prayer to be had, it is to pray the right stuff into these cracks so those cracks are filled with the right stuff. And so what is our religion? So when you see the crack, what are we do? You don't have to do this long prayer. You don't have to do this meditation. All you have to do is think one thing going into the crack. Love. Does that make sense? So as these cracks start to show up, and more will show in our local communities here, in our country, and in the world, all we have to do is practice our religion. And how many times have you ever heard me say that? Never. Not in this room would I have ever said, practice your religion. But I'm saying it today. Because today, with this mindset, we can see things differently. So where there's a crack, there's creativity, and there's an opening for something to come in. Let us be the change we want to see in the world. Right? Gandhi says that, right? Let us be the change because what? Let's try that again. Because what? Love is my religion. And so ends your lesson. Thank you, everybody. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. I want to read this. The church must be reminded that it is not the master or the servant of the state, but rather the conscience of the state. It must be guided and the critic of the state and never its tool. If the church does not recapture its prophetic zeal, it will become an irrelevant social club without moral or spiritual authority. Martin Luther King.
Right on.
Yay.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, I don't want this to become a social club without moral or spiritual authority. I want us to practice this stuff. Now ends my lesson. Thank you.
Beautiful, Dr. Joe. Thank you. I like that. All right. So I call our ushers to come forward. And this is a sacred time, as I always say. And people, what does that mean? Because that means that you are the source. You are the source, and what you put out in the universe comes back to you. So let us, from that state of gratitude for this center, for who we are, for our country, for everything that we have in our lives, let us know that when we give our offering. And those of you that are live streaming, you can go to our website and hit the donate button, or there's a button also there, or you can text your offering. So let us say together our offertory prayer, please. I give my offering with gratitude as I recognize the demonstration of Spirit's generosity in all areas of my life.
With a grateful heart, I behold your goodness. With a grateful heart, I receive my good. Let us celebrate what the Lord hath made. My abundance starts with a grateful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a grateful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a grateful heart. With a faithful heart, I declare my blessing. With a faithful heart, I'm forever blessed. If I just believe, then I shall receive. My abundance starts with a faithful heart. Hallelujah, 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 a faithful heart. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
So let us just hold up our hands. Let's bless this offering. Let's send it its love and its light as it goes out into the universe, returning back to us. And let's say together, this collective offering is spirit in action. As it circulates into the universe, it touches and blesses many lives, including my own. All right, thank you, Dale. All right, so at this time I'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please stand. Don't be bashful. We'd love to welcome you, and we have a gift for you. Anybody here? Come on. Yes, all right. Welcome. And back there to Cheryl. Thank you, Ann. And over here, oh, well, welcome. So we welcome you to our center, and if you're from the desert, we hope you come back and make this your spiritual home. If you're visiting, enjoy yourself here. It has been magnificent, the weather. It's just beautiful. And at this time, I'd like to, before I go into that, I missed Laura Meeks wanted to share something with you that I missed her in the first part of the service.
Hi, Sam. My name is Laura Meeks, and I represent probably the best example of diversity and colors of the wind. I bring with you some chances. One of the things that Joe just said is you need a chance to take some action. And so the Rainbow Alliance has a table out there with a bunch of information on all kinds of things that you can do to participate and engage in social occasions with other people, and a couple that I want to mention. One is there is a conversations group that is going to start. It's going to be twice a month. For those of you that are those of you that are involved in LGBTIQIA alphabet and want to have a chance to talk with me and other people about that little scenario, then I would say come to that. That would be good. We have a couple other social events. Easter is coming up, so any of you that went to the Easter thing, that's good. And then one last thing, for those of you who don't know, a friend of mine and a colleague, if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks and that how Esther manifests Abraham, a friend of mine and a colleague is coming to town. This is Sheila Gillette. She manifests Theo. She was the one that encouraged Esther to do her thing. So they are coming here to the Omni at Rancho Las Palmas on the 17th. So if you need any information, come get that. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. So over in the Om room is our prayer team, and they're right over there. And if you're going through anything, they are a powerful prayer team, and they will pray with you or for you. And so please go over there and avail yourself of that wonderful service that we have. Don't forget, this Wednesday is the Primordial Sound at 6:30, and also Soul Voyage, Paul Heater's midweek faith lift with music and meditation. That will also be going here. And there is no Soul Sisters this week. It was last week. So Tai Chi's going. We have our, I think our yoga's back too. So we have something here every day. So avail yourself. We have so many wonderful things here at our center for all of you. So let us do
Hold on. I'm
Yes.
here. I'm back. Two
You're
things.
back? Oh.
In the lobby, this is, we believe God is all there is. If you've ever wanted just like a little, take one of these things and read it, and then next week we'll have more of them for you. That way, this is just really encapsulates everything we talked about today. So this is a really good tool for you to use when you want to talk to people and tell people what's happening. I'm not doing a receiving line during flu season, so because our doctors have told me we can't do that. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. Have a great week. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm going to do the closing prayer. Is that okay? Absolutely. Yeah. That's okay. I outrank. That's good. All right, so let's take a deep breath in. And I start out every prayer the same way because this is the way I relate to that. This is what I know. There is a power and a presence for good in the universe, and each one, you and I, we are its expression. So I pray for all those people now within the sound of my voice, and I know that this for you has been an opportunity to break open an old paradigm of what religion means. And I know that we've established the seed of that new concept in your life and in my life, that love indeed is our religion. It is our safe place. It is where we go to allow ourselves to accept other human beings and their cultures and their religion. It's a place of safety for us to know that we are surrounded by, immersed, guided, sustained, and maintained by that beautiful infinite presence of love. And so we take what we've learned here today and we go out into our world, we go out into our day and our week. And in the back of our minds, we just keep that silently to ourselves, moving, love is my religion, love is my religion, love is my religion. I think there'll be lots of opportunities to practice that this week, so we'll just keep saying, love is my religion. And where we see a crack in our own life experience, or we see a crack in society or culture in the world, all we do is fill it with that love is my religion. So we're very blessed to have this building. We're very blessed to be here safely. We bless all the men and women who are in service to our country right now. Please keep them safe. Keep them safe and surrounded in love. We bless their families who sacrifice on their behalf. And we are able to gather here together safely in this room because of them. We are so very blessed to have this center and all those people who make this work, the volunteers and the staff. We just say thank you, beloved presence, for this beautiful opportunity to be in spiritual community with like-minded people. I knew something wonderful was going to happen today, and I think it did. In fact, I know it did. For that, I'm so very grateful. We release this word. We let it be so, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a great week. See you Sunday. My class.